Bro, who am I? Who am I? I think about this question all the time. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I as a YouTuber? Who am I as a person? Do I want to show my real self on camera? Am I showing my real self on camera? Am I being this like fake person? I don't know. Who don't want to be? Who don't want the world to see me as? I don't want to be like this fucking polished, fucking saying all the right words and doing all the right things. Like, of course I want to do the right thing, but like, I just want to live life. I want to be as true and authentic to myself as possible. You know, it's kind of hard to do that because like, yeah, there's like advertisers and you got to act a certain way and be brand friendly, but you also want to just be yourself and I feel like I am, you know, like I really don't, I'm like losing weight now. I'm being a little bit more confident with my body and stuff. Like at the end of the day, that's all you can do is be confident in who you are and who you want to be and pursuing what you want to pursue. But I'm trying to do that. And it's just kind of hard because I don't know what it is. I'm talking to myself. I'm hearing myself speak. I'm like, bro, like stop. Like, are you really who you are? Like, I say the most outlandish shit in real life. And my friend Ian can attest to that. Like, why am I saying attest? You know, like, I don't know. It's just weird. I feel like I don't want to say these big words and all this other bullcrap just to perform for YouTube, perform for an audience who wants to see the real me, you know, and see what I do in real life, see how I see the world, you know, and how I see the world is pretty different, you know. I see things and how they can improve. I see things in color. I see things in a creative sense where things can always improve and be more awesome, you know, for lack of better words. Like, I just feel like things can be improved in a way where like everybody can enjoy and everybody can see, because there's so much shit going on where like things are lacking. Like, for example, people like look at McDonald's and look at I don't know, Burger King or Wendy's, whatever. Like they've gone the corporate look. It's like these like weird, boring boxes that like you could just change the logo and it could be like a different store the next day, you know? So like there's no creativity, there's no color, there's no wonder, there's no whimsy, there's no creativity in what people do anymore. And that's what I want to, you know, show through my channel. Obviously, my logo is an example of that. But my main struggle is how can I show that through my personality without being like, oh, they're going to say X, Y, and Z about me, which again, I don't care. It's just more of being comfortable enough. Like, again, I don't care what people have to say. It's just the matter or the process of me being able to do that in front of a camera. You know what I'm saying? Or say that in front of a camera and then post it online. So, again, nobody's ever born being used to talk to a camera and just stare at it like it's another person. But at the same time, like, you just have to have a fucking mentality. But I kind of went off track. Like, back to what I was saying, I just want to be able to show that type of whimsy, world building, creativity through my channel, through my eyes, and let you guys see how I see the world, or how I want you guys to see my world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's great enough to see it myself. Like, and that kind of goes into part of my procrastination of going into YouTube and pursuing and just posting videos. I see the thing that I want in the future, and I see so vividly and what it can become. And I get so excited and so happy to get that dopamine hit where like that's all I want to think about all day without actually putting work towards it. And I get so obsessed with like, okay, if I want to do that 5 years from now, I start looking up things. I start looking up things for that thing and get off track and not focusing on the daily tasks that I have to do to get towards that goal. And obviously that's not healthy or whatever, but again, like I said, the end of the day is to make you guys see and experience what I see and feel in my head, you know, and you kind of got a glimpse of that. And eventually the story will come together at some point. I don't know how, but yeah, that's kind of what I feel and think and want to do. It's super interesting because with YouTube, everybody has their thing. Either you're let me say this. For example, you got Mr. Beast, competition games, philanthropy, whatever it is. He's not the first to do that. He's just the first to do it on YouTube in a super scaled up way, right? You have Mark Rober, who's like the Bill Nye, the science guy equivalent to like this generation, right? He's doing all these science videos, STEM programs, whatever it is. And they have Speed, who's the global athlete, uh, global athlete, traveler, uh, experiences, cultures, stuff like that. So everybody has like there's like mega niches, right? And everybody has like their smaller niches, like food tasting and bullshit and whatever it is. But like, why can't we create? By say we, I mean I, which I'm trying to do, create our own niche. Like what can I be known for? What can you be known for? So what I want to be known for is, again, what I mentioned before, like the whimsy, the creativity, the world building. But then you gotta think, how can you do that? How can you execute that? And just by working every day, doing everyday tasks that build you towards that goal. And again, like the hardest part is seeing the vision and getting so excited you don't do anything. At the end of the day, like I play this game, right? Survivor IO. And you have to collect gems to get these. You have to collect gems to get these items or whatever. It came to a point where I was like, bro, I'm saving up to 2,000 gems every time just to spend it on these other things. And it came to a point where like, okay, well, I'm not gonna just keep spending my gems on stuff. I'm gonna build it to buy something bigger. And as time went, I'm getting to like 8,000, 10,000 gems, and I don't care about the number. Became meaningless at that point, right? The number became meaningless. Where like I could have 10,000, 12,000 gems. I'm like, all right, yeah, cool, that's great, but how can I work to get more? Just to get just the process of getting more is what I wanted. So I use that like reference, like just to say that like at some point I don't want to chase results. I don't want to chase subscribers. I don't want to chase success. I want the happiness of just the process of posting videos, building a world, and having the audience experience that world be enough for me. And them being excited and being looking forward to like being included, feeling seen, feeling like they're put into a story. And that's all life is. And again, I'm a huge One Piece fan. Y'all know that. That is the greatest story ever told. And it came to a point where like I'm getting into 500, 600 episodes, and I personally feel like I'm a part of that crew. And that's what the feeling I want to show or make you guys feel like you're a part of my channel. It's not just me running this channel. Like there are bigger like I want to have the biggest community on YouTube. I want to have the most dialed in, seen community on YouTube with perfect parasocial boundaries, of course, right? Like we don't want to get too like fucking crazy, but like the things I don't see on YouTube, I want to be able to be that person that says like, you know what, this is it. This is the blueprint for YouTube. Not no shade, but not like giving away money, which is something I want to do at some point or whatever. Like I want to be able to be like quality content on a quality channel that you just don't want to miss and just feel a part of, where you feel like you're actively working or actively active in the channel. Like the things you do on the channel, like watch, subscribe, and stuff, actually contribute more than just the surface level. And I honestly think this is where YouTube is going. Like I want to push YouTube to places it's never been before. It's easy enough to just post videos and post shorts, call it a day, get the check. But how about story? How about world building? How about changing lives? How about being impactful in somebody's life? It's so easy to make a video for the long term, right? But will that video still have an effect on somebody who just found your channel 4 or 5 years from now? Will they still be bought into whatever you're doing? Like, I don't want you to just think about my videos like, oh man, that was a great video, and then like that's all you think about my channel, right? There has to be more. What are the limits that could be tested on YouTube that haven't been tested before? Who's willing like the things I have in my head, the ideas I have in my head, I probably wouldn't make sense to the average person. I don't make sense to the average person. I tried explaining my idea to one of my friends, and they're like, I mean, yeah, that sounds cool, but like, what about this? There is no what about this. Like, this is the idea. It doesn't have to make sense to you. It just has to make sense to one person, me, for starters. And then if another person gets it, great. I know it makes sense. I know it works. We just got to build off of that. Make it make more sense. Fine tune it. Simplify it at first and make it more complex later, but enough where people can go back, understand what happened in the previous year, couple months, days, weeks, whatever, and feel caught up. And that's what One Piece taught me. It's taught me that world building, storytelling, immersiveness, creativity, joy, happiness, fucking sadness can all be tied into a story and make someone somewhere around the world feel special, feel seen, feel them. At some point, people always want to like see what they see what they see online, and they want to cosplay somebody else. Like, oh, I gotta get this shirt, gotta get these clothes, jewelry, whatever it is, and they forget who they are. I don't have anybody to impress. I rarely listen to rap music. It's always Coldplay, 21 Pilots, or Paramore. I don't go shopping. I don't buy all these fancy things, but cause that's just who I am. I'm a simple guy who likes those crazy weird things that I'm not usually associated with people that look like me, 6'4", black, whatever, and I don't care because like it's okay to be a square. It's okay to be weird. It's okay to be fucking out of the ordinary. I don't want to be like another fucking person. If that's the case, like I would be happy going to a 9 to 5 every day, But that's not the case. I see a future where people can be immersed in content, can be immersed in a world where they don't want to leave. They want to enjoy. They have a feeling of escapism. That is the goal for my channel. And when it comes to my dream and what that ultimate goal for me is, well, we'll just have to wait and see.
Det finns inte trådlöst system som fungerar i verkligheten. Men de håller på med